Hello fellow Earthlings, it's Livs, and today I'm coming at you with a book haul. It has been a very long time since I've posted a book haul. This is not a good angle. There. It has been ages since I've done a book haul. I tend not to do them too often because I'm trying not to go crazy with the book buying and only buy books I really want to read and that I can't easily get from my local library app or anything like that. So I have 10 books that I've accumulated over about 6 months. Here they are. Have fun. It'll be a good time. So the first book I have is one of the mini Penguin Modern Classics, and this is Notes on Camp by Susan Sontag. This is the essay that inspired the Met Gala about 2 years ago, I think it was Notes on Camp. So I'm really excited to actually read the essay and to get a better understanding of what camp is, and I'm so excited to read this. I've got a video that I'll be doing soon where I'll be reading this, and I'm very excited for it. I've seen quite a lot of collections of her critical writing and essays going around, and if I enjoy this, I think I'll pick up one of her collections because she just seems really interesting and I'd love to know more of her thoughts. Next I have, I want to say Yeti by Roxane Gay. This is a short story collection, I believe. I picked this one up on sale from Booktopia so long ago now that I think it's short stories. Yeah, so long ago that I don't really remember it, but I was so excited to read this because I read Bad Feminist last year and it was in my top 10 books of the year. I'll link that up here somewhere for you if you're interested. So I'm really excited to read her short stories this time, and I also thought this was a very cute cover. It's nice and small, so I don't think it will take me very long to read when I do decide to get around to it. And it's just a simple white book underneath the dust jacket. And I don't really know anything about what these short stories are meant to be about. I think I was just so excited to see a Roxane Gay book on sale that I just bought it without thinking. Which isn't what I would recommend doing, but I know I will definitely be reading this at some point and I'm very excited to. Next I have a book I'm super excited to talk about that I picked up from Bin Chicken Books, and that is Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. I'm trying to collect all her books in this gorgeous hardback edition. I also have Frenchman's Creek that I got for Christmas last year. I read that straight away and loved it, so I'm really keen to read this one. I also really want to read Rebecca soon, but I want to pick up this edition. I just need to find it either secondhand or on sale somewhere because these are quite pricey. I love it. This cover design is Berry Flower by Neisha Crosland, and it's beautiful, so beautiful. I don't really know much about this one either. I just know that I love Daphne du Maurier and will read whatever she has written. All I know is that this is a gothic novel about a woman who travels to this inn somewhere in England where she's got family living because it's what her family wanted her to do. I think it's her mother's dying wish that she should go to Jamaica Inn. I actually know some people who've been to Jamaica Inn and seen it because they love the book so much. So I'm very keen to get around to reading this one when I feel like a classic. October is coming up, so I will see if I can squeeze this into my ridiculously large reading list for October. I really hope I'm going to be able to find time to read this. Speaking of Bin Chicken, I will include this book that I wasn't intending to include because I recently purchased this from them and kind of forgot about it because I reorganized my bookshelves and all my new books are now in with all my old books and I don't really remember what's old and what's new anymore. So Anyway, this is The English Patient in the gorgeous Bloomsbury Modern Classics edition. I think these are beautiful. I've got some more books in from this collection to show you in a second. I don't know anything about this book either, except that I was just so excited to see it secondhand, so I didn't feel guilty about buying it. And I've heard so many people talk about this book and say it's really amazing, but not really talking about what it's about very much. I think there's something about a pilot crashing and being immersed in an environment that's very different from their own. That's not very good. That's not a very good idea. Explanation.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so I was right. There's a plane crash. A nurse tends to his wounds at the end of the Second World War, and he doesn't really remember anything about his past, so it's unlocking his past. And I'm so excited to get around to reading this. The other two books from the Bloomsbury Modern Classics that I picked up were Restless by William Boyd and The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Both of these are, again, beautiful. I love these, particularly this cover of Restless. I absolutely knew I needed to get this. I watched the TV miniseries of Restless a few years ago and was super into it, so I really want to read the book that inspired it. Will be reading this for a video soon, and I'm just so excited about it. It's about this older lady who thinks someone is spying on her through her window. She was a spy during the Second World War, and she figured out that there was someone on her team who was betraying them, and that person now knows that she's still alive, and it's kind of this her looking back at her life and also trying to figure out how much of a danger this person may be to her now. And then you don't need me to tell you about what the Song of Achilles is about. This book has been so popular since it was released in 2012, I think was when it won the Women's Prize for Fiction. So we all know about this book. It's been hyped everywhere. It's just so intimidating to go into it when it's so popular, but I'm definitely going to be reading this. I'm just very excited. Then I have Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. This was longlisted for the Booker Prize last year, and everybody was talking about it last year, and I just didn't quite get around to reading it, so I really want to read this book before the year is over, because I think it's ridiculous that I haven't read it yet. I just have so many books to read. You probably know what this one's about anyway, but it's about this woman who is accused of kidnapping the white child she is babysitting when she's at a shopping centre, and it's just about how the people around her kind of react to this event and kind of make it about themselves instead of kind of realising what it's actually kind of about. And I don't really know much more of that, but I'm really excited to read this. Everyone seems to have really enjoyed it. Then I picked up Middlemarch. I did not pick up I own Middlemarch, but I did not pick it up recently. Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides. You guys probably know if you've been here a while, I am obsessed with The Virgin Suicides. It's one of my favourite books of all time. The movie adaptation is one of my favourite movies of all time. And I really wanted to read more of Jeffrey Eugenides' work. And this book won the Pulitzer Prize in 2004, 2002, something like that. I don't think it actually says what year he won it in, but I do vaguely remember that. So I know this is meant to be a very powerful and impactful book that's kind of about so many things I wouldn't even know how to describe it without having actually read it yet. But when I did looked at the Rory Gilmore reading list, this was one of the books on it that I really wanted to read, so I decided to pick it up. And I'm just very excited to immerse myself in his writing again and to really understand what this book is about, because it just seems a bit complicated just from the blurb on the back. But stick around to see me reading this because I'm very, very excited for it. Then I have Bring Up the Bodies by Hilary Mantel. This is the second book in the Oliver Cromwell. No, I did it again! I did it again. The Thomas Cromwell. It's Thomas Cromwell. Okay, this is the second book in the Thomas Cromwell trilogy. I read the first last year, and that was one of my favourite books of the year. So when I saw this one on sale, I had to pick it up. They're just very big, very dense books, so I want to read it at a time where I'm either not doing any study or have a lighter study load. So I might read this in the summer just because I've got a lot of study this term, but I'm very keen to get around to reading this because I've heard this is the best book in the trilogy, and I did really enjoy the previous one, even though it took quite a while to kind of understand the scope of it, and the writing style was very unique. But I'm interested in trying to finish the trilogy. I know the third one's not meant to be quite as good, so I think I'll probably end up listening to that one on audiobook just because I don't really love reading really big books, but I can listen to them a lot easier. But I definitely want to physically read this one. Then I have My Sister the Serial Killer. I cannot pronounce the author's name, I'm so sorry. I picked this one up secondhand as well. This is a book that seems to have very mixed reviews, and it was really popular last year or the year before. So when I saw it secondhand, I had to grab it because I was very intrigued by the premise. I believe this is set in Nigeria, and that the main character's sister keeps getting into situations where her boyfriends keep mysteriously dying, and her sister, the main character, has to come and help clean it up. And so she thinks her sister's probably a serial killer, and now her sister has started dating someone the main character really likes. So I'm keen to see how this goes. It is a shorter book, so that pleases me immensely. Also, I think this cover's amazing, and the screen, it's fabulous, and you can see, I love on the back, you can see the cleaning supplies. So when I feel like reading a more mysterious thriller book, I will definitely be picking this up. Or for another series I'm doing. I have to stop buying books for particular videos, because then they keep getting pushed further and further down the line because it takes me so long to film any kind of reading vlog. But I'm excited for this. And the final book I have to share with you today, number 11, because I couldn't possibly just stick to 10, is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I picked this one up from my local bookshop. They had a sales section out the front, and this was on sale, and it kind of matches my copy of Pride and Prejudice. So I knew I had to get this. It's just, this is the hard version, and my version of Pride and Prejudice is the flexi version. I think Sense and Sensibility is my favourite film that's inspired by Austen. The one with Kate Winslet and Emma Thompson in it. I adore it so much, so I'm really excited to read the book that it's based on. I don't know what else to say. I feel like most of us probably know a bit about this, but it's about these sisters, and their father has just died, and so they have to leave the family home because it goes to the next male relative. So they're kind of living off a very small amount of money, relatively small amount of money, and getting charity kind of from a lot of people who know the family. And and it's about their love lives and how one, and kind of the contrast between how the two main sisters view love and romance and relationships and marriage, and how you've got one sister who doesn't really express her emotions very well and one who possibly expresses her emotions a little too much. And I love the film, watch the film, but also probably read the book. So I'm very excited to get around to reading this. Take a shot for every time I've said I'm excited to read this in this video. But it's a beautiful cover. It was a book I've wanted to read for a long time, and I got it on sale, so I'm very proud of myself. Okay, so those are all the books I want to share with you today. I might eventually find the other books I wanted to haul at some point, but that will be in the future. I don't like doing hauls too close together or anything like that. But like and subscribe if you feel like doing that, helps me out. I'll link my Instagram and Storygraph and blog where I sometimes review the books I read down below. And I will see you next time. Bye.